Let's pull back the curtain on a secret most women carry, often wrapped in a quiet layer of guilt. You could be a good man, loyal, present, providing, and still, she finds her mind wandering to another man, another touch, another feeling. What she dreams about in private reveals what she's starving for in real life. As a therapist, I've sat across from hundreds of women and men who are grappling with this very thing. It's a conversation that often starts with a confession whispered in shame. I love my husband, but I can't stop thinking about someone else. The immediate fear for the man is betrayal. The immediate fear for the woman is that something is fundamentally broken within her. But the truth is far more complex, and far less about the other man than you might think. So let's get one thing straight right from the start. It's normal, overwhelmingly, breathtakingly normal. Research from the University of Vermont found that a staggering 80% of married women fantasize about men other than their husbands. Another study puts the number of people in general who fantasize about someone other than their partner at 87%. On internet forums, women openly admit to it, with some saying it happens all the time and others saying a few times a week. They fantasize about co-workers, past boyfriends, friends, or even just strangers they pass on the street. These are not admissions of a desire to cheat. In fact, most women are clear that they would never act on these thoughts. One woman on Reddit put it beautifully, and it's a sentiment I've heard echoed in my office countless times. I feel safe fantasizing, because I know my darling is the only one I'll be getting naked with. It's what another calls the window shopping principle. It doesn't matter where you get your appetite so long as you eat at home. Fantasy is a safe, contained space. It doesn't have a proven connection to behavior. So if it's not a sign that she's about to leave or that she doesn't love you, what is it? Why does her mind create these detailed, often emotional, and sometimes primal scenarios with other men? The answer isn't about a lack of love. It's about a lack of something else entirely. The number one reason women fantasize about other men is because their primary relationship has fallen victim to the silent killer of desire. Routine. The comfort trap. When predictability poisons passion. Here's the uncomfortable paradox of long-term relationships. The very things that build a stable, loving partnership, comfort, predictability, security, are often the very things that extinguish erotic desire. Men are often taught to provide and protect, to create a life that is safe and routine. And that is a noble, essential goal for building a family. But passion doesn't thrive on safety. It thrives on mystery, anticipation, and the unknown. When a relationship has been going for a while, especially after marriage or moving in together, things can become scripted. She wakes up knowing exactly how the day will unfold. She knows when you'll initiate sex, how you'll do it, the positions, the rhythm, the duration. It's comfortable, yes, but it's also boring. And for women, sexual boredom is a more powerful predictor of relationship dissatisfaction than even low desire itself. A study published in the Journal of Sex and Marital Therapy found that sexual boredom is the key factor that mediates the link between a woman's desire, or lack thereof, and her overall satisfaction with the relationship. In other words, a woman can have a high libido, but if the sex is boring, she's likely to be unhappy. This sense of monotonous routine can cause the relationship to feel stagnant, and may even lead to rifts. When you eat the same meal every single day, no matter how delicious it was at first, you eventually start to crave something different. It's not that the original meal is bad, it's just that your palate needs novelty. The human mind is the same. We seek newness. Her fantasy life then becomes a form of compensation. Her mind creates the stories and scenarios that are missing in reality. The fantasy man isn't bound by the Tuesday night, post-dishes, pre-Netflix script. He is spontaneous. He is unpredictable. He represents the thrill of the chase, the excitement of the honeymoon phase where every touch was new and every moment was filled with discovery. She isn't necessarily fantasizing about leaving you for her coworker. She's fantasizing about feeling that jolt of new relationship energy again. The emotional drought that fuels the fantasy fire. But the routine that kills desire isn't just physical. It's deeply emotional, and this is the second crucial layer of the one reason. When a woman feels emotionally overlooked, her mind will seek erotic connection elsewhere. In the early stages of a relationship, there's an intense focus on getting to know each other. You talk for hours. You ask questions. You are fascinated by her mind, her dreams, her fears. That intense attention is a powerful aphrodisiac. But over time, as life gets busy with work, kids, and mortgages, that deep, focused attention can fade. You might live in the same house, but you stop truly seeing each other. This is what I call the emotional drought. It's subtle. It's the nights you scroll through your phone while she's talking about her day. It's forgetting the little things that matter to her. It's when conversations become purely logistical. Who's picking up the kids? What's for dinner? Did you pay the electric bill? She stops being your lover and starts feeling like your roommate or business partner. When a woman is in this state of emotional neglect, a profound shift happens inside her. The signs are often quiet but devastating. She might become more irritable and quick to anger over small things, her former gentleness replaced by a sharp edge. This isn't because she's changed for the worse. It's because she's hurting and has nowhere to put the pain. She might become apathetic, no longer caring about her appearance or the future of the relationship. Her smile might not reach her eyes, which have lost their sparkle. She becomes, in essence, an unhappy woman, and this unhappiness can poison the entire family dynamic. She feels her value has diminished in her partner's eyes. This is fertile ground for fantasy. In this emotional desert, her mind conjures an oasis. The man in her fantasies isn't just a physical specimen. He is the man who pays attention. He listens. He asks questions. He sees her not just as a wife and a mother, but as a woman, desirable, fascinating, and alive. This aligns with what we know about why women stray in reality. Studies and experts note that infidelity in women is more often driven by a lack of love and emotional connection than a simple desire for sex. They are seeking to feel valued again. Her fantasies are a cry for emotional oxygen. She's not just fantasizing about sex. She's fantasizing about being seen, deconstructing the fantasy man. It's not about him. So who is this man she's dreaming about? Is it really Chad from accounting, or the ridiculously fit trainer at her gym? Sometimes, yes, the fantasy has a specific face, but more often than not, the man is just a symbol. He is a composite of everything she feels is missing. He represents adventure, spontaneity, mystery, and a brand of masculine energy that doesn't ask for permission but confidently creates the mood. This is a key difference between how men and women tend to fantasize. Research shows that men's fantasies are often more visual, explicit, and less relational. They might focus on body parts or anonymous figures. Women's fantasies, on the other hand, are typically more driven by context and relationship cues. They are more like intricate stories, rich with emotional detail. As one Reddit user described in a surprisingly intimate fantasy, it wasn't just about the sex act, but about building trust and slowly letting her guard down with the right person. A deeply nurturing and emotional scenario. Women can get aroused by words in a book or a well-crafted sext. Their imagination is incredibly detailed and powerful. The fantasy man, therefore, isn't really your competition. He's a roadmap. He is a personification of her unmet needs. If she fantasizes about a man who is dominant and takes charge, it might be because she's tired of making all the decisions in your life together and longs for you to take the lead. If she fantasizes about an old flame who was intensely romantic, it's likely a signal that she's craving more romance and thoughtful gestures from you. It's not about replacing you. It's about her trying to reclaim a part of herself that has gone dormant. The vibrant, desired, adventurous woman she was before the routine set in. How to become the man. She fantasizes about the good news in all of this is that you don't have to become someone else to win back her desire. You don't need to be richer, taller, or look like a movie star. You just need to become a more awake, attentive, and intentional version of the man she already loves. You need to fight the rut. This is where the real work begins, and it's simpler than you think. It's about bringing back the energy of the building and honeymoon phases of your relationship. Break the pattern. The most direct antidote to routine is novelty. Plan a surprise date night. Instead of the usual dinner and a movie, try a cooking class, a dance lesson, or even just a weekend camping trip. Research shows that couples who engage in new and challenging activities together can sustain the exhilarating feelings of new love long into a relationship. It could be as simple as redecorating a room together or taking a spontaneous road trip. These shared new experiences create fresh memories and strengthen your bond. Reconnect emotionally. This goes beyond just talking. It's about connecting. Put your phone down when she's speaking to you and give her your undivided attention. Practice gratitude. Instead of just saying thanks, tell her why you appreciate a specific thing she did. Revisit the places you went on your first dates or look through old photos to remember what made you fall in love in the first place. Ask her questions no one else does, questions about her dreams, her fears, the things that excite her soul. Make her feel seen as a person, not just a function in your life. Bring back the seduction. Flirt with her again. Not just a "hey babe" text, but a real masculine presence. Tease her mind. Build anticipation throughout the day so that by the time you're together in the evening, there's an electric charge in the air. Take the lead sometimes. Plan the entire evening without her having to lift a finger. Many women find it exhausting to be in control all the time. They yearn to trust your direction. Expand your physical language. Don't let your physical connection be limited to sex. Kiss her more often, and not just a peck on the cheek as you're running out the door. Hold her hand. Give her a long, meaningful hug. These small, consistent gestures of affection reignite the flame of intimacy and can make the moments leading up to sex far more passionate. Extend your foreplay, explore different rooms in the house, bring a new energy into the bedroom. Communicate about desire. This is the bravest step. Most people never tell their partners about their fantasies out of fear of judgment or rejection. But what if you created a space where it was safe to share? You are 98% safe to assume he's thought about other women. So what if you gave him permission to admit that? Sharing fantasies can be an incredibly erotic and bonding experience. It's not about promising to act them out. It's about revealing a hidden, vulnerable part of yourselves to each other, which can ignite a powerful mental and emotional connection. Conclusion: a woman's fantasy about another man is rarely an indictment of her partner. More often, it is a flare sent up from a part of her soul that has gone quiet. It is not a sign of rejection, but a cry for connection, a longing to feel desired, seen, and surprised again. It's a whisper from the woman she was before the comfortable, predictable, and sometimes soul-crushingly monotonous routine of long-term partnership took over. Instead of seeing her fantasy life as a threat, see it for what it is, a map. It points directly to the treasures that have been buried under the weight of daily life. The challenge isn't to defeat a phantom rival. It is to embark on a new adventure with the woman by your side. Don't be the man she simply comes home to. Be the man she can't wait to dream about.